What's up, everybody? Here we have a new offering from Fintiso Knives that was sent over here, courtesy of Emery. Thank you for supporting the channel. So we're going to check this knife out here. We're going to unbox this thing, go over these specs and details, and see what this knife is all about here. This is a flipper knife, 14C 28N steel, and let's check it out here. So we have a pretty good presentation here on this knife. The box is high quality. We got some extra accessories. Hardware. I love extra hardware. Thank you, Fintiso. I wish more companies would include extra hardware. These appear to be heat anodized titanium screws. We have a cleaning cloth, a little knife pouch, some stickers, and a manual. So let's go ahead and do some size comparisons here and go over some of the specifications of this knife. So for some size comparisons here, we have a small Sebenza and a Benchmade 940. This knife is featuring 14C 28N steel, hardened to 60 to 62 HRC, and they claim an ultra sharp blade, and we will be testing that out here shortly. The closed length on the knife is 4.65 inches. And we have a blade length of 3.38 inches. Overall length, 7.88 inches with a thickness of 0.6. We got some nice blade centering here, dead center. We have a blade thickness here of 0.12 inches. We're going to test out the sharpness here of this blade. That is very sharp. But will it cut paper? The knife can cut paper. It's just me that can't cut paper. That is very sharp. Have to get my paper cutting skills here up to snuff for you guys. There you have it. A very sharp blade. It's fresh out of the box here. We have 6061 aluminum handles and what appears to be a captured non-spinning pivot, I'm assuming, unless they sit there and dial in that orientation of the F on every single knife. I find that hard to believe, but I can't verify that at the moment, so I'm going to speculate here and say that that pivot won't spin, which is good. I do believe we have ball bearings on the knife here. Although I don't know that I can get down in there and show these off here. Let's see. We have a liner lock. Very attractive dark gray handle scales with some blue accents. I appreciate that. It looks good. A little bit of a thumb ramp here and some jimping. Check that closing action here. Now, one little minor thing I've noticed, and I've seen other companies do this too, where they put some jimping on the flipper tab, but I don't find that it is very grippy. So a couple times on this knife I've slipped off this thing and failed to deploy the blade. So it takes some getting used to. On this one, it's got a pretty crisp, stiff detent, so it takes a little extra stank to get it to fly out of here. It has a thumb hole, or a finger hole here in the blade, which I do like that. I think a flipper knife without thumb studs to me is a little more sleek, but I do not mind a finger hole in the blade. Got an aluminum backspacer. Fintiso also offers a smaller version of the knife that comes in at 6.665 inches long overall, and a slightly smaller price at $69.99, and I will link to that in the description below. Pretty decent tension on the pocket clip here. It's not too stiff. Pretty attractive design. One screw. Got a lanyard hole. I do want to give my honest opinion here about what I think about the knife overall. And there's just a few things that, you know, for $70, I would hope they could do a little bit better, just overall quality-wise on the knife. Add a little more traction to the flipper tab here, and I think that would go a long way in helping the knife deploy without my finger slipping off. And on this particular model, it does seem to have a pretty strong detent on this particular copy of the knife, I mean. So I'm not sure if all of the knives are like that, but trying to do the middle finger flickaroo here, it just, it's a little, I did pretty good on that one. It's a little harder to get that out of there than I would prefer. But it's a pretty solid knife. I think it has a nice look to it, if you like that HMC transient style. And I'll put a few pictures of that up here if you want to see a comparison of the two knives. But overall, it's a pretty good knife. You know, if they could get that price down a little bit, I think it would be even better. What do you guys think? Has anybody here, you know, experienced one of these knives? I know they do have a G10 version, I believe. That's probably a little cheaper, and maybe that would be a good option. But that's what I have so far. And there it is. Fintiso Atlas.